Everyone, my name's Emma. Today we're talking about Madam C.J. Walker and her story. When it comes to choices and decisions, the ones that we make with more intention will help us create the world that we want to live in. So we talk about here on this channel, how can we take our power back every single day by creating better decisions with more intention? Madam C.J. Walker is known as the first self-made female millionaire, and she did this through hair care products. She is an African American woman born as Sarah Breedlove, and she became a millionaire in her lifetime during a time where many people were unable to find jobs, unable to find a place in society that looks like her. And unfortunately, the story of Madam C.J. Walker is not one that has been repeated thousands and thousands of times, but it is one that we can look to understand what she had to overcome. And she had to face many obstacles. She started off as a dishwasher for a woman who also sold hair care products. And she went up to her and she said, "I really enjoy your products. They work so well for me. I want to sell them to help grow your business." And the woman said, "You're too dark. You're not able to do this." And then she was so hurt that somebody would say something like that, and she wanted to prove them wrong. So she did. She started her own hair care products and she started selling them across the country. Many people told her at the beginning, "No one's going to buy this. Women don't need to see this. You are not going to be able to sell this to that many people. Your business is going nowhere." Many people said this to her, but she understood how much it would empower women, because for many people all across the world, hair is something that helps us identify ourselves to the rest of the world. And for so long, and African American women were not allowed to wear their hair in ways that they wanted to. They weren't able to access items that would help them take care of it. They weren't able to really show the beauty of their hair. So she was able to create a product to celebrate their differences, their beauty. And many people were very convinced that this wasn't going to work, but she proved them wrong. She said when she started, "I'm going to have a mansion next to Rockefeller." And she did just that. And one of the first times that she met him, she was in some trouble with her employees because she was about to sign on to have her products being sold in a convenience store, and many women that worked for her actually were selling products door to door. They were the main people selling the products, so they thought that they were being removed. They thought that they were going to lose their jobs. And Rockefeller told her, "They're just employees. Do what you need to do to make money." And because she understood where she came from and that she was so empowered by her business, she wanted to continue to empower women. So she ended up deciding to take care of her employees, to continue to have them have jobs. And that is how she continued to create many careers across the years, long after she was gone. And she died at the age of 51 because of different heart conditions and because she was unable to get access to health care. As she was growing up, she suffered from many health issues, and she died at the age of 51 due to the amount of stress and the compilation and the continued aggression of the different diseases that she had. So her company was then passed off to her daughter, and she also adopted a daughter and helped her achieve a great deal. So what can we learn from this? Well, there's another part of the story that I haven't talked about yet. Her name, Madam C.J. Walker. C.J. Walker was her husband, and for a long time he was very supportive, and he was used to working for her. But he eventually just became so tired that he was no longer the center of her world. He wasn't getting as much attention. He wasn't making as much money as her. He was unable to deal with being considered second rate in her world. Her business was her love, and he also was, but he couldn't stand being in competition with something that would always win. So he tried to destroy her career. She was able to eventually divorce him, and she ended up keeping the name. That was the name she created, and she is now known as Madam C.J. Walker. So there's many lessons to be learned, but what are some of them? I'm going to talk about a bit of them, but the first one is that to understand where she comes from, we really need to understand the time period that she lived in. She died in 1918, so that means she was born 50 years before that, or a time when many African Americans were not able to achieve at any level, were consistently pushed down and not able to go to schools, go to get those jobs that would bring them any sort of wealth. So she defied the odds. And the thing is, although her story is wonderful and there needs to be more, there also needs to be an understanding that so many don't necessarily get those options until people do stand up and create this change. She didn't just help herself, she helped so many along the way. So that's our first lesson. If you think you're just one person, you can't do that much, understand that one person can change a great deal if that is what they are desiring to do, if that is what they want to do. So don't be discouraged if someone says, oh, you can't do it, oh, you can't do this. Understand that that is them just saying their limitations to you and expecting you to accept them. But it is up to you if you accept these limitations or not. So you standing up for yourself and for others really does go the long distance. The second one is when people try to tear you down. What are you supposed to do? How do you deal with that? If people that are really close to you suddenly start saying, you can't do this, I don't want you here, or they cut you out, understand that if you living your most authentic truth, living in a way that you are moving through this world, reflecting to yourself, hey, this is what I want to do, and people start cutting you off, start thinking that you're this or that or the other thing, and aren't just genuinely happy for you, whoever that person is, you can limit contact with them and however much you can, or you can completely remove them from your life. This is your life. This is yours. Nobody else can take that from you. Nobody else can live it for you. And if you start to live by what other people say, will you be happy? Probably not. Will that make the other person happier or live a better life? Probably not. But if you actually work to create a life that you want, if you achieve all of those big dreams, imagine how many people you can help along the way. If, like her, you choose to look at other people as creating value to you, you're creating value for them, and together we create a world that's better for all of us. So that brings me into this last point. When she finally created everything, she did it with the intention of helping others. She left this world at such a young age, but she left a legacy that continues to change people's lives, continues to inspire, continues to hold people accountable to live their dreams and their fullest truth. So if we can take anything from her during this month, it's to say that if we all stand up with the idea that we need to help each other, help grow each other, help raise each other by growing and helping ourselves and letting go of those limiting beliefs, limiting people, limiting situations, we can actually become the greatness that has always lived inside of us. But we just have to let go of everything that antagonizes who we are. And as she continued to do that, she let go of the opinions that that woman had about her being able to sell products. She let go of the opinions of people who didn't want to invest in her company because they thought it wasn't going to be successful. The opinions of her husband, the opinions of everyone. She let them all go. She kept proving her worth in every single step that she took. And that is all that we can really ask from ourselves, is to defy others by being true to who we are. We are proving them wrong, but we're proving ourselves right. That dream in us, it exists, and it is put inside of you as your purpose because you are meant and you have the ability to achieve it. Whatever your dream is, however big it is, understand that you can achieve it if you decide to let go of everything that is not helping you that is hindering you. And to bring that outside into a bigger context, what she was able to achieve, many weren't, but that isn't because they didn't try hard enough. And that is also another layer of this, that when we look at situations that are happening, how many different people are put into situations that are horrible, it is not because they are not trying hard enough to get out of them. It is because so much has been put in front of them that even overcoming those barriers, another one is placed. And as more are placed, there are more hurdles to be jumped. And the more that are jumped and need to be jumped, the further away we get away, the further away that dream goes, the further away it feels. And as a society, we need to work together to be creating a world that's accessible, that gives each person the resources that they need. And the thing is, whatever your purpose is, as long as you understand that you are need to be creating a world that helps people, that creates value in this world, you are doing something that is fulfilling. And that is the ultimate fulfillment, is when we create this joy in this world. This sense of fulfillment can only come from helping others. So I want you to bring that with you and understand that we need to come together and change what is happening through the actions that we take every single day. By choosing to look at these documentaries, to look what is happening, this is our life's work. Netflix has Madam C.J. Walker's docudrama on there. It's 4 episodes, and there's many more resources that I'm going to post down below about her life and about entrepreneurs that defeated the odds, and they really came forward and overcame at levels that is inspirational. We should be inspired, and we should take to heart what they did and what they chose to do and how that created them into these figures in history that we continue to talk about, and we will talk about for a long time. We can all be part of that change in history if we choose to be it. So, what will you choose? The choice is yours. It always has been. I hope to see you soon. But until then, I hope that you have an amazing day.